Welcome to Learning in Language Arts with Mrs. Jones. Today's vocabulary lesson will focus on the Greek and Latin roots an and en. The purpose of this lesson is to meet the goal of our GVC number 4. Students will use academic vocabulary in their writing and speaking. After today's lesson, you will be able to identify the Latin roots an and en, and you will use these roots as clues to understand the meaning of other words. So we have our root an, spelled A-N-N, and en, spelled E-N-N. The English meaning for these roots is year or yearly. Let's see an example of this word or this root. We have happy anniversary. Maybe you've celebrated an anniversary or your parents celebrated an anniversary. The word an in anniversary reminds us that this is something that happens every year. Also, we have the word perennial. These flowers are all perennial flowers. So the E-N-N in perennial reminds us that these flowers will bloom yearly, over and over and over, continue every year. So we have the example anniversary and perennials. Today in our vocabulary interactive notebook, you will add the pieces to help you to remember these roots. So first you will color and cut the calendar to put the glue on the top section. The calendar is for you to remember that this is something that happens yearly. So that is the visual that you will use to remember this root. Please glue down the calendar and the roots, so you can see the roots up at the top and the meaning down at the bottom. You will trace around the calendar and then you will write the words on the inside, words that would use these roots. The words are found on the next slide. So pause the video now and go ahead and put your interactive notebook together with the pictures on the left side. Now you're going to add the Greek and Latin roots and the meaning at the top of the right page, and you're going to add the pictures down at the bottom. Don't forget that you need to use the words that you will be adding here. You'll need to use those words to label these 3 pictures. So using the definition, you will label these pictures. So those words and definitions will be found on the next slide. So go ahead and finish your interactive notebook on the right side using these definite words and definitions. So go ahead and pause and do that now. All right, boys and girls, just a review for today's lesson that we were talking about Greek or Latin roots, an and en. You should be able to identify several words with these roots in them and use those roots to understand the meaning of other words. It is time now, boys and girls, to go ahead and practice using these roots to help you remember the meaning of words and to define new words. So I would like for you to go to Quizlet.com. You will look for the an and en quiz. Practice the slides first before you do the quiz because there are a few new words, but you should be able to use the root an and en to help you understand those words. All right, enjoy. Until next time, this has been Learning in Language Arts with Mrs. Jones.